I'm a fly fisherman, so that involves kind of pressing upstream against a current and wading through the river. I'm not staying in one place on a bank. So it's pretty physical, and this one day I was fine, and I was active, didn't have any signs that anything was wrong at all. But all of a sudden I started to feel kind of tired and not well. So I got out of the river and made my way home, and by the time I got home I felt better and went to sleep, and everything seemed to be okay. 3:30 in the morning I woke up and really felt very unwell. My wife took one look at me and said, "Let's go to the ER." And it was really fortunate. We went quickly and didn't talk about it too long. This was 3:30 in the morning. We were at the hospital. We arrived at the ER at 3:45. And they took one look at me. The team in the ER was fabulous. Took one look at me and pretty much concluded that I was having a heart attack without warning. And they almost immediately called Dr. Gauthier and the team. And they were there they were putting 2 stents into my heart, which had pretty much a 99% blockage of an artery, and they were putting 2 stents into that within 45 minutes. Completely without warning. Nobody in my family had a heart attack, and my cholesterol was okay, my blood pressure was never a problem, and I was not overweight, and I was reasonably active. So it was not something I had been thinking about, nor was I prepared, but I just knew that, I felt so odd. I felt, I'm 61 years old, I was 60 at the time, and I just knew that something was happening that I had never experienced before, and that's why we went to the hospital as quickly as we did. And here's what was really fortunate about the whole thing. As I now understand, with heart attacks, it's all about how quickly the intervention takes place. In other words, the longer your heart muscle is deprived of oxygen from the stoppage of the blood flow, the more destruction there is to that heart muscle. And in my case, because I got to the hospital so quickly, because it is here in Plattsburgh, they didn't have to take me anywhere else, and the team was able to scramble as quickly as they were to perform the procedure. Really, my heart muscle itself is virtually undamaged. So I'm really, really grateful for that, and it's great to have this facility here in Plattsburgh. Well, I'm careful about what I eat. I exercise very regularly every day. I take my medications, and but beyond that, I have a normal life, and I attribute that to the fact that they were able to intervene in the way they did. Having had no risk factors, and I wasn't educated at all. I didn't really understand even what a heart attack was about, or what coronary artery disease means, and or what it is. So they were starting from square one with me, but really everybody was just really helpful every step of the way in explaining what was happening. And after the fact, Dr. Gauthier especially, because as many patients are after a heart attack, I had some concerns. I was worried. I was unsure as to whether I would be able to return to a fully normal, from my point of view, lifestyle. And he just, he was very matter of fact and just helped me understand, what had occurred, what he had done to correct that, and also what the medications were doing and the changes in lifestyle that I would need to make. So he took time and stepped me through all of that in a way that was really very helpful. Well, one thing that does change after a heart attack, you sort of have to stop and think about a lot of things about one's life. And it sounds, a little bit, perhaps corny or trite, but really The way my life has changed is that each day I'm just really happy to be alive. I mean, and to be able to function and do all the things that I do without compromise, and even sort of, you know, baseline simple activities of life that, you know, one normally doesn't even think about, I find them pleasurable because I can do them. My life is better than it was before, and as I say, I'm really grateful for that.
While we're proud of our quality of care, we know it's more about quality of life. The CVPH Heart Center.